Spring is here, but what do I do with all this winter stuff? It's May in Canada, so it should be safe to finally pack away our winter gear. There's been many years in the past where I jump the gun, I try to get it put away in April, and inevitably we get another snowstorm, and I have to pull stuff back out again. So I've learned to just wait, be patient. Spring will finally come, and when it does, I can get things cleaned up and have a little more space in our entryway. But winter comes with a lot of outerwear. When you have winter for 6 to 7 months of the year and it gets very cold, there's a lot of stuff. And we are 8 people in one house, and so the amount of stuff just multiplies. We've got jackets, snow pants, boots, toques, scarves, mittens. It all just takes up space. And so now that we don't need it anymore, I need it out of the way so that we can make better use of our front entrance. So today I'm going to share some tips with you, some do's and don'ts about good practices for storing your seasonal clothing. And I'm curious to know if you have any challenges when it comes to storing your outerwear and your winter gear, whether it's what you store, how you store it, where you store it. Let me know in the comments below what those things are that you've struggled with in the past. Step number 1, wash everything. I know it's going to take extra time when you're tired of having this stuff cluttering up your front entrance or wherever you store your winter clothes. I know you're tired of it being there, but you need to take this first step of washing everything and getting it clean and dry before you can put it away. You don't want to be putting away dirty clothes that have literal dirt on them, sweat embedded into the fabrics. Get that all cleaned and make sure everything's dry so that it's ready to use when you pull it out in the winter again. My second tip is to mend anything that needs mending before you put it away. When you pull this stuff all out in the fall/winter, when winter comes again, you're gonna really thank yourself if you went the extra mile and fixed things before you put them away. Clay's snow pants, they have this tab at the back that holds up the pant leg by your heel, so you're not walking on the pant leg if it's a little long on you. So this little Velcro strap kind of hooks into this loop. Anyway, the strap had torn off and I just had to sew it back in right there. And I'd been meaning to do it for months because it ripped off, 3-4 months ago. And he just kept rolling it up and I thought, I'll get around to it. I never got around to it. But now that I'm cleaning things up, I thought my future self will thank me if I clean this up, if I mend this now and I don't have to do it later. And it helps that my daughter has my sewing machine set up in her bedroom, so I didn't have to haul that out. But if you have anything that needs fixing, it's really helpful if you do it now, because when the snow flies again, you have enough going on and you're probably going to have things that you're trying to track down and locate. Oh no, we need another pair of mitts for this kid or whatever. So the things you can do to make winter easier next year, do it. That involves mending stuff. Now that everything's clean and mended, it's time to actually sort through what you have. And if I know that I'm not going to need something in the future, it's time to get rid of it. If I know that my kids have outgrown an item and I don't have a younger kid who's going to come along and need that thing, I like to get rid of these things. There's no need to hang on to things that you're not going to use. And there's probably someone out there who could make use of that thing, whether it's a jacket or snow pants, winter boots. These things, they're necessary and they can be costly to pick up when you need them. And so if you know you're not going to need them, let them go and let somebody else use them. For us, this year, for sure, that means these winter boots I bought them for Felix this year, and they just irritated his ankles. I don't know, must be the shape of his feet or something, but they weren't a good boot. So I'm not gonna save them. For Janie, I think I have another pair similar size for her that's probably purple. So that's gonna be more desirable for her anyway. And then these were her boots this year, and they're not gonna fit her next year. And I don't have another little girl coming along, so I'm gonna get rid of these and let somebody else use them. In the past, we thought we were done having kids. After we had our 4th kid, we thought we're done. I got rid of a whole bunch of stuff, including winter gear. And I let it go with open hands because you know what? Jesus knew what we needed when we needed it, and he provided what we needed for those kids. And I knew that if he planned for us to have more kids in the future, he would provide what we needed if that time ever came. I didn't think it would, and it did. And you know what? God is so faithful. and he did provide what we needed for our younger kids. They've never gone without, and I trust that he will provide what we need for the future because I know that he always has in the past. So I don't need to hang on to these things with tight fists, thinking, I'm going to need that someday. And even if I don't, it makes me feel safe to hang on to things. It doesn't really do anything for you, and somebody else could use those things. So I would just encourage you to let things go if you don't think that you're going to have a use for them in the future. Okay, now we get down to the actual storage of stuff. And this tip is just definitely to have your shoes and your boots in a separate container from your jackets. You don't want shoes all over your coats. It's going to make them dirty. It's going to make things hard to find if everything's just mashed in together in one container. So I like to have big bins. These Rubbermaid bins have lasted us for years and years, and they're still going strong. So in the summer, all my winter stuff is in here. And then in the winter, all my summer stuff is in here. So now I'm just going to do a seasonal swap out. I'm going to pull out all of our summer shoes, raincoats, things like that, and then replace with all this winter stuff. Once upon a time, we had 4 children, and they were all really little, and our entire family's winter gear fit in this one bin. But then the kids started getting bigger, and their jackets started getting bigger. And we got to the point where the lid was falling off of this bin because there was so much stuff in it. And I did not want to buy another bin. And so the solution to that was vacuum seal bags. You can see that this snow jacket and pair of snow pants is like a foot tall on their own. But if I vacuum seal them, I have 3 inches of fabric here. It's really a game changer and a space saver. And I will link these vacuum seal bags for you in the description. I got these off of Amazon, and you can thank me later. They're going to save you so much space. Now, I would caution you against using them on regular clothes. If you have normal clothes, everyday clothes that you want to store away, I will not be held responsible if your clothes change shape and they don't look nice when you take them out of the vacuum seal bag. You might end up with weird collars or things just not hanging right because you've altered the integrity of the fabric. But jackets and snow pants, look at this, they're 75% air. So you can suck the air out of that and they're going to pop right back to their normal shape when you take them back out. Now I want to address where you store your seasonal gear. And I don't know about you, but I do not like playing the game of where did I put that thing? I know I put it in a safe place. I know I stored it somewhere where I wouldn't forget, but now I've forgotten. I hate that feeling. I don't want that for you. When winter comes, I want you to be able to find what you need. And so you need to have a dedicated space where you store all of your off-season gear. For us, we have a storage space under our stairs. And so all of our bins go under the stairs. And when it's time to pull out all the winter gear, the bins come out, everyone finds what they need. But if you've just taken an approach of finding an extra corner in somebody's closet here and another corner in a storage room there, just wherever you can find a little piece of space, please don't. You probably won't find it when the time comes that you need those things. So dedicate a space where your bins can go and everyone knows where to find stuff. My bins are all put back. It feels so good to have that stuff all out of my front entrance. And I'm just going to show you my piles of stuff that I'm decluttering. I didn't think that I was going to get rid of much, but I have a big pile of stuff to donate. I have a small pile of trash, and then I have a really big pile of stuff that I'm going to take to the consignment store to see if they'll give me some cash for it. So I'm just going to show you what I'm getting rid of because I'm really excited about how much stuff I let go of today. My final tip for you is to keep a list on your phone of anything that you see you're going to need next winter. If you know that one of your children needs another snowsuit, that the one that they wore this year was getting too small and they're going to need a bigger one next year, keep a note on your phone so that when you go to Costco in July and they have snowsuits, you know you need that snowsuit or you know you don't need that snowsuit. Because when winter actually comes, Costco only has bathing suits, right? But you're really going to thank yourself for keeping a record of those things so that you can acquire them in the fall and be ready when winter comes again. Let me know in the comments what your biggest struggle is when it comes to storage and organization. If you found any of this helpful, I'd love it if you would give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.